Hello! How do you guys do?
It is me, Genius Gimber SV, and I am back with another video. Today, today is review week. What is review week, you may ask? It's a week where I review a Nerf blaster every day for the next week. Today's Monday, start of the week. Some of you think Sunday's the start of the week. No, it's not. It's Monday. You know, that makes sense. Anyways, yeah, review week. Every day, the next week, review. They might be thinking, well, Josh, you're weird. So you don't you review like every blaster you own? And no, apparently I didn't. I just checked all my videos. I didn't review any of them. Well, not any of them. I didn't review most of them. So yeah, today we're gonna be reviewing something that I thought I reviewed. I thought I had an independent video, but apparently it didn't. The almighty, God, lovely Regulator. I didn't review this apparently. I thought I did. It's been mentioned a lot in my channel because, well, it's one of my favorite blasters. Probably because only the emotional response, but you know. Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing this thing because I thought I did and apparently I didn't. So, I mean, I feel like those of you who have been sticking with my channel for a long time, I feel like you should already know what the Regulator does, but, you know, for those who are new, I'm doing a review on it anyway, so, I've taken all the attachments off, just to look at the core blaster. This is part of the Modulus line, so Modulus line is, like, a line dedicated to, like, tactics and, like, having attachments, a lot of them, and rails, like, everywhere. Starting with the front, there is an end strike barrel lug, so you can like attach barrels, like the ones that are included. Up top, we have a sling mount, and on the bottom, we have a tactical rail, where you can, you know, place a super dim Nerf flashlight or like a foregrip. Behind that, we have the magazine well. To take out the magazine, you hit the magazine release, which is inside the trigger guard, and you can just simply slide the magazine out. The blaster includes two 12-round magazines. This magazine is, it's like clear on one side and not on the other. I don't know what the word is, but, both magazines are not like this. This is just a magazine I found lying around, and I just kind of inserted it in the blaster, so, yeah. Up top, we have the access door. To access the access door, you just flip this switch, and then lift up, revealing the conveyor belt and the magazine well. So, you know, you can use that to clear any jams. So I did have a number of jams, but that's probably because this blaster is old. And if you use crummy darts, like worn out old darts, that could happen. Up top, we have another N-Strike tactical rail. So that's 2 rails in total, which is like the average amount, you know. Behind that is it's like a ammo counter light thing. So every time you press the trigger, when you pull the trigger and there's no ammo in it, it blinks red. It blinks for about a couple seconds and it turns off on its own. But it's just to remind you that, hey, you have no ammo. It's pretty useless. I'm pretty sure you can find out on your own that you don't have any ammo. But, I mean, it's there, so I guess. Underneath that is just a bunch of plastic. For those of you who don't know, most Nerf blasters have the magazine well right next to the trigger guard. So usually a magazine would be right here, but there's a bunch of plastic there. That's probably because of the mechanism for the selector switch, which is the main reason why you buy a Regulator. But, you know, that's there, I guess. It looks like a place to put your hand, but it's not that comfortable because it's so close to where your firing hand would be, so it's kind of uncomfortable. That's why I always leave my hand up here. That works fine for me. And on the left-hand side, we have the battery tray. Yeah, take out this screw right here, and I think you put in 4C? Is it 4C type batteries? Is it 4C or D? I can't tell. They're big batteries, let's just say that. And yeah, and finally, at the end, we have an N-Strike stock attachment point to put on stock of your choice. Now, the only reason why you'd buy a regulator, the selector switch. So here at the very bottom, we have semi-auto. Switching in the middle is 3-round burst, and all the way at the top is fully automatic. So semi-auto is when you press a trigger one time and you shoot out 1 dart. 3-round burst is when you press a trigger one time and you shoot 3 darts at once. And full auto is when you just hold down the trigger and spew lanes of foam. So it's pretty much all you could ask for in, a blaster. Like if you're thinking, I want semi-auto, but sometimes I want that one moment where I just want to spew lanes of foam at my opponents. Well, this can do all of them with the bonus of 3-round burst, because that's kind of cool. The selector switch is kind of unreliable. I'll have to explain that at the end of the video, but, that's all I got for you for now. Now, stock. This is the stock that is included with the regulator, and it slides on just like that. It's a relatively short stock for Nerf standards. It's about the size of Retaliator stock or something along that size. So it's a pretty short stock. But something extremely cool about this stock is that you can hold an extra magazine in the back, just like that. So, look underneath. It's kind of like a magazine well, but not as strong, with no spring inside, and you just kind of click it into place. Just like so. The regulator does actually come with 2 magazines. Nerf, Hasbro, whatever. Every blaster should include 2 magazines. If it includes 1, it defeats the whole entire point of a magazine. You're just doing that so people spend money on your blasters and just buy more magazines. No, Hasbro, stop. Power hungry, stupid. Anyways, yeah, the tension isn't that great. It drops. Okay, now it doesn't want to drop. Drops with minimal effort. That did look like a minimal effort, but it does. The tension isn't that great. When I first bought it, it did hold the magazine there pretty well, but now, it just kind of. Any little movement caused the magazine to fall. So, if you're running around outside and just have to make a bunch of movement like that, the magazine falls. So it's not that great, but to be fair, again, this is a very old blaster. I got this years ago, so it's not that bad, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. As you can see, there's a whole thing here. You know why there's a whole thing here? Because this blaster includes a stupidly useless carry handle. This carry handle can slide in just like that. Now, this is super uncomfortable. If you put it there, this is not good for a cheek rest at all. Turn to the side. It's super uncomfortable. So I think the only reason why you would do this abomination is for storage. I think that's the only reason why you do that. Anyways, pretty much done with the stock. 2 magazines, amazing. Well, now it's the carry handle, I guess. Yeah, carry handle has a male and female attachment point, so you slide it onto your barrels like this. Yeah, it's amazing. At the top, we have the actual carry handle, hence the name carry handle. And it locks into place every 90 degrees. So if you want to, shoot your rifle at your hip and, sacrifice being able to line your shot and just, waste your 12 dart capacity magazine and spew lanes of foam onto your opponents for 5 seconds, then, you could twist it to the left for right-handed users and twist it to the right for left-handed users. I mean, you could do that too. I don't know why, but you can. I think this attachment is useless. I don't know. I see why they added it to give people the option if they want to go machine gun mode and shoot from the hip, but I think it's useless and it shouldn't be a thing. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say for this sad, pathetic piece. And also, there's a hole There's a hole here. Why is there a hole here? I'll get to that in a minute. The next attachment is what Hasbro calls a scope. This is not a scope, it's a barrel. Okay? It literally has the barrel attachment. They only did this to be like, oh, it could be a scope or a barrel. It's super tactical. No. This is a barrel. Do not mistake this for a scope. What Hasbro wants you to do is slide it on the top rail, like that, and use your wildly vivid imagination to think, oh wow, this is a scope, but it's not. It's not a scope. Anyways, yeah, this scope, has an in-strike, scope attachment point, and then a male and female one back here, so you can, add infinite of these if you really wanted to. What's really special about this barrel, scope, is that it has these little thingy-bobbers, so you can, attach it to a rail. Not many barrels, scopes, have that. And then, up top, we have an in-strike tactical rail, so you can, add an actual scope on your barrel, scope. Yeah, so, they want you to do this. I don't know why, but, you can think it's a scope, even though it is a scope. Anyways, the reason why there's a hole here on this barrel attachment, so you can look through this scope, and then, your line of sight goes through here, and then out here. Note to all of you guys, if you use an actual scope, most scopes will actually be too low, and your sight will run into this piece of plastic, and you won't actually use it for an actual scope. So yeah, you'd only use this if you have this sad, pathetic looking scope. But whatever. And finally, the final barrel attachment point. 2 barrels. This barrel just clicks into place like this. Again, has a male and female attachment point, so you can have infinitely long barrels if you buy a lot of regulators, and I don't know why you do that. But this one has no tactical rail on top, so no tactics on here. But it has the same exact attachment point on the bottom. So this could be your new scope. Honestly, this looks a little bit better as a scope in my opinion, but whatever, Hasbro. Anyways, that concludes the overview of the Regulator. Now, to my personal opinion. Personally, I love this blaster. I think you take all these goofy, stupid attachments off in this stupid scope, but you leave the stock on. I think it looks like a really, really cool, decent-looking rifle. It's nice, not lightweight. I was gonna say lightweight, but it just feels nice in the hand. It feels nice. Probably because I have a Demolisher and an Evader. I have a Demolisher and an Evader, and both of those blasters are not traditional carbine style rifles. And this is the closest thing I have. So every time I hold this, it just feels really, really nice in the hands. Obviously, there are more options out there, but to me personally, I really like this blaster. This is the first Nerf gun, big Nerf gun I've ever gotten. This isn't my first Nerf gun. I've had plenty of small single-shot pistols in the past, but this is the first Nerf gun I've gotten that's big. It's has stocks, rails, barrels, magazine. It was my first magazine-fed blaster. How about that? So it has a lot of emotional status to me. The stock in particular, super nice stock. It's super weak to get out. And this blaster just feels super nice in the hands. This barrel, it's a really nice barrel. You can actually add a blaster on the bottom if you're if it's strong enough. But if you add this in front of any Nerf blaster, it actually makes it's slightly longer. The Regulator is long enough as it is, but it just makes it look even cooler with this barrel. And with this barrel, get out of here. Stupid carry handle. No one cares about you. If you add this into the front of your blaster, it makes anything seem like a snipery-ish blaster. I don't know. It looks like a sniper barrel in my opinion. So yeah, both the barrels are cool. That carry handle not even going to show on screen. It's disgusting. I hate it. Shouldn't exist. I don't know why they added it. I know why they added it, but I think it's stupid. But yeah, I got this really long time ago, and it holds a lot of emotional status to me. Anyways, now the non-emotional stuff talk. to buy or not to buy. Are you going to buy this or are you not going to buy this? Well, here's where the difficulties come in. If I just start to, place all of the attachments back on, this is the regulator and its tribute. So, to buy or not to buy is a real question. It's not about my emotional status and how I feel about this blaster. It's how, if you yourself would benefit from buying this. No. Yeah. I see no reason to buy this because I did tell you I would talk about the select or switch, and it's not reliable. When you're in semi-auto mode, when you pull the trigger, there's like half a second of delay when the dart actually leaves the barrel. Now that half a second may not seem like a lot, but it can really affect your performance in an actual Nerf war if you're like, under pressure and you going fast and stuff like that. Obviously, in full auto mode, if you try to fire one time, there's a huge delay, but that's to be expected. It's full auto, you can't expect it to go immediately. Some modified blasters can do that, but not, Nerf stock blasters. That's to be expected, but, you might be thinking, well, full auto is full auto. Why don't you just use that all the time? Sometimes you need that immediate, dart out of the barrel, and sometimes you only need to fire one just to pluck down enemies. This semi-auto is not reliable at all. There's just barely a second of delay, and that can really suck. 3-round burst, let's be honest, it's cool, but no one's going to use that in an actual battle. And I had a number of amount of jams. This is probably because it's old, but even when it was brand new, I can still remember I had quite a few hiccups with, worn out darts. So if you have worn out darts, the conveyor belt will slip and it will not detect the dart, and sometimes it'll continue spinning, like trying to get grip of that dart, or sometimes it won't even detect the dart and it'll flash red, even though when you check your magazine, it's still full, which is kind of odd. The regulator has many flaws. Nerf could do it better, but they choose not to because they're stupid and dumb. Go buy Dart Zone blasters. They're a lot better. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. To buy or not to buy, I wouldn't really recommend to buy this. It has many flaws. I mean, let's say this. Let's say you're just starting the hobby. Like, you have no Nerf blasters at all. You saw it and you're like, that's actually kind of cool. I could recommend this to you. It has full auto, semi-auto, and 3-round burst. So, all the choices you need when you're just starting the game. Cool stock that holds an extra magazine, and cool tactics. When you're just starting the game, 2 magazines, it's not a lot, but for just starting, it's quite a lot to start off with. So if you're just starting the game, I actually could recommend this. You could get past the 0.0 seconds of delay, because if you're new, you're probably going to get wrecked anyways if you play with actual competitive players. But I actually don't know how much the regulator costs today. If I had to take an educated guess, I would say $60. If it's $80, well, that's to be expected. It's kind of old, but definitely Hasbro definitely wouldn't sell it for $40. And if Hasbro ain't selling it for $40, no one else is. But let's assume it is $60. If the blaster is $60 US, you could chip in that extra $20 to get something like this, the Ultimate Customizer Pack. It comes with much more tactics. It still comes with 2 magazines, and it comes with missiles. This is more of a starter pack than the regulator. It has just more of everything. It has more of everything, so if you're just starting the game, this is something better to buy. And if you're not just starting the game, and you're already a competitive player, or aware of Nerf and already have Nerf guns of your own, this is immediately off the bat just a better, more fun blaster to use. So, but then again, what if you don't have that extra $20? Go buy a Strife. A Strife is much more competitive. It's bland and boring. You can get the Modulus Strife or the Battle Camo Strife. The Battle Camo Strife comes with 3 attachments, 3 really good attachments, and a 10-dart magazine. So, honestly, the regulator, I can't see myself, if I didn't have this and I was going to buy it today, I can't see myself purchasing this. I just think it's useless. But to me personally, it holds a lot of emotional value. So I won't be using this in Nerf Wars, but I will still be keeping this around to plink with it because since I already have it, might as well use it. For those who don't have it, it's not worth getting it. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Again, review week. Review every day. No, don't be lazy, Josh. Gotta upload this today. If you don't upload this today, then review week's done. I'll just probably upload it next Monday. Ooh. Yeah, I can delay this all I want. Probably shouldn't do that. I don't want to be lazy. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for taking the 20 minutes of your time to review the Regulator, which I'm sure I already reviewed. I don't expect any of you to watch this far. It's 20 minutes. But to those of you who are here, I want to thank you. And also, you didn't really have to watch it because the Regulator has been mentioned on my channel a bunch of times. Anyways, enough wasting your time. Adios!